I think I might have a fucking problem.
Passion out of rolling marijuana.
Thinking about getting more to the bank, but they won't let me in cause I smell like dank. I think I might have a motherfucking problem.
Get it.
I think I might have a motherfucking problem.
YouTube, what it be like? It's your boy Bo, and bro, we are back on that NBA Live 19. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the post anchor in episode 4 of the best builds in NBA Live. Now, before we get started, if you're new to my channel and this is your first time seeing me, hit that like and sub button, my boy. We put in so much work to make sure we can upload quality content. Also, feel free to comment if you have anything like questions or anything for me, and hit that notification bell as well so you can know when we post. We're on that grind to 5K right now. Once we hit 5K, we're gonna do another giveaway on my channel, and you want to stick around for every giveaway in the future because every 1,000 subs we get, we're gonna do another giveaway. Now, even before we get started, let me make sure that I say though, if you do comment, I've been having some problems with my notifications. I don't know if it's on like different people's end or if it's on my end, but I can see the notification, but when I go to click on it, the comment will literally disappear and I can't comment on it. I've had multiple questions by multiple people that I haven't been able to answer. People have like hit me up to like run on NBA Live, especially when I was looking for somebody to run with, and I couldn't comment back to them for some reason because the comments was just disappearing. They recently, a couple of days ago, added something to the mobile YouTube where you can like send like a direct message to an inbox. So like try to inbox me on YouTube if I don't comment back, because I've tried to comment back to everybody in this past week since I've been back on YouTube. And then also I've been putting my email in the description. Now we want to look at the post score today. First things first, I always make my build 7-1. This player can get up to 7-1, and that is fire because you tall as shit. And you want to be as tall as possible to try to negate as many shot contests by smaller players as you can, and just be big and bullish. Now also remember that the strength on this player by default is a 90. So that's really going to be higher than every other build in the game, like by default, other than another post anchor with higher weight or another rim protector with higher weight. But you can, it depends on your play style. So if you play a lot of 5v5 where you can stand to be slower, there are going to be other players that's going to get back in transition defense for you where you can catch up, or you playing the half court on offense a whole lot, then you can make your player stronger. Remember, all your icon paths will give you a +3 on your strength, so you can be stronger if you want to. So if you want to bump it up to a 92 and get the 95 strength where you just bullying everybody like on a Shaq style build, you can. But I really feel like if you play 3v3, like primarily, like me, I'm a 2K player, so I play a lot of 3v3. So really all I play is 3v3 on here when I do play. So I need to be able to run and get back in transition because there's only 3 people playing. So I like to have the 70 speed, and you see I can still have an 89 strength. So that's still gonna allow me to match up with any other build in the game, no matter what it is. Rim protector, anything, I'll still be able to match up with the 89 strength, but I get a 70 speed. And then also if you look right there with that +3 boost, I got a 79 vertical with a 7-1 player. So that's something that's crazy. Now also, I feel like the icon paths that you should take, it completely depends on your play style again. Now the main 2 that I feel like you should use is either Joel Embiid or Hakeem Olajuwon, right? Now they both do very different things. If you want to be more versatile offensively and have more tools in your toolbox offensively, then I would go with Joel Embiid because he's going to give you the 85 mid-range, which means you're going to be able to post, fade, cheese, but then also he gives you a +6 on your 3-point shot. So now you have a 76-3, so that's viable if you're wide open. Also remember, you get a +3 on your dribbling as well, so that's going to be be something that's very good. And then when we start to look at his icon paths, first of all, something that's interesting about this is that the 3-point, the +6 on the threes, you get that shit back hella early. Also, you get a +6 on his layup. I forgot to mention that. But you see, you get your 3-pointer right here, like early, and then even in the second tier, you get your last 3-point. So that's crazy dope. So you don't have to do a lot of grinding. I'm not gonna have to do a whole lot of grinding to get it all the way maxed out to go crazy. But then also, when you get to make decisions, your first decision gives you an accuracy boost to your 3-point shooting. So once you get this +6 plus that accuracy boost, that means when you wide open, you can hit a green light 3 with this player now. And then also, once you get the second decision, you get to get an accuracy boost to your mid-range. So that means you're gonna be greening even more post fades in the mid-range game, and you're gonna go crazy. Now the last thing you can do is shoot a green release and get a mentality boost, or pick and pop for a mentality boost. The choice is completely yours. Depends on if you're running with people that you know are randoms. So keep that in mind as well. Now let's talk about Hakeem real quick, because Hakeem is just real dope. I love his. I'm gonna have to like actually go back to his because this is extremely unique. Now, post scores, because of the type of game that they play, and you'll be able to get off most anybody with post spins or drop steps, different things like that. If you do a lot of post spins, then you'll either dunk a lot of the times, or you'll end up in a lot of layup animations. So that's where Hakeem comes in, because it gives you an 85 layup. Now remember, you also have an 88 dunk, and then your mentality boost will dictate that you get like more like attribute points, or you'll get boosts to your post offense and your dunking, and you have a 95 inside shot. So now you're able to finish either with a layup, inside shot, or a dunk with Hakeem. But then this player is extremely talented defensively. Now keep in mind, we get an 88 shot block and an 88 rebound, right? So if we go into his icon path, you'll see the first choice that you'll get is a boost to your rebounding or inside shooting. Well, why is the boost to the rebounding important? So if you look at all of your bigs, your rim protector or your stretch big or your post anchor, they all get an 88 rebound. None of them get a boost to their rebounding specifically like Hakeem does. So this is going to allow you to be able to out snag your opponent. So he gets the best rebounding out of any player that's a big player or any player in the game. If you want to go with inside shooting and try to be overpowered inside shooting, you can do that, but I really feel like having a 95 inside shot, you don't really need the boost on it, man. You don't need to go overkill with it. Just do the boost to the rebounding. Now on the second decision you get to make, remember we said we had an 88 block, so now we get a boost to our shot blocking as well. So now this player is great because you can snag on the defensive end, getting boards, and you can shot block exceptionally, even better than the 88 shot block that you have with the Hakeem Olajuwon icon path. So that's dope, and you get a lot of offensive boards too for second chance points. But then the last thing about Hakeem really is something that's really unique. It makes him a 1 of 1, and I'll explain. So scoring off a pick and roll grants a defensive boost to your entire team. I cannot overstate this because I'll explain. Say you utilize your traits, right? And you decide to go with using the trait statement dunker, right? Now when you use statement dunker, if you have that on goal, every time you dunk the basketball on your next defensive possession, everybody gets a defensive boost. Now we know how broken this is. I've talked about this in previous videos, but now say you pick and roll with your point guard, he dumps the ball off to you on a roll and you dunk. You're gonna get a boost to your entire team defensively with your support ability, and your statement dunker will activate because you dunk the basketball in the paint as well. So now your entire team, they're gonna feel like backcourt defenders and wing defenders. Everybody gonna have like an easy time stealing the ball or blocking shots because you're activating 2 defensive boosts simultaneously. So that's something that is crazy good, and you can really only do with Hakeem Olajuwon. So keep that in mind. Now you get the 95 post moves and 95 inside shot as your primary skill, which is really, really good because that 95 post moves is just cheese, bro. It's really overpowered in the game, and the 95 inside shot allows you to finish a lot of ridiculous shit up under the goal. Just to be honest, your 88 dunk is always going to feel more than an 88 dunk, because every time you dunk or execute anything like out of the post, you get a mentality boost. So when you get in that mentality boost, your dunking is actually going up higher than the 88 because you're getting a boost to it. So keep that in mind. And then I already talked about shot blocking, rebounding. Now we'll come back and take a look at traits. So when we're looking at the traits on this player, what I like to use as my default traits are going to be late to the party, because I plan on shooting in the mid-range, and if I do get a shot contest, then that's going to help me. I like to use post mastery on this player because I'm going to be trying to execute like a lot of spin-offs, like post spin, so I can get right to the rack. Or I'm going to be trying to execute like run to the front of the rim, like dive directly in front of the rim, get the ball real quick, and drop step dunk. So you definitely want to utilize that. And then statement dunk, I already talked about that. Now, depending on how effective you are in your post game, you don't necessarily need to have this on. So you can replace it with like catch and shoot if you plan on being wide open, or you can replace it with open three. Open three might actually be the better bet because you don't have to be in a catch and shoot situation for this to activate once you get this all the way put up. And this player can actually dribble the basketball. I also mentioned yesterday how this player has a higher base dribbling than a stretch big, which is cheese as fuck. So you could use that to your advantage if you wanted to use it to your advantage as well. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Let's go back and put our post mastery back on. You could set up a lot of different things. You know, one thing that here's a jewel for y'all, and y'all know I always try to like add something else to the video, like if you watch the videos. So rebound catalyst, all right? Say you're using a king where you get the boost to your rebound and everything. You don't even have to use a king, but say you sub that out with post mastery. What that does for you is every time you get a rebound, which remember, I'm 7'1" with a 79 vertical, and I have 89 strength, so I'm gonna get the box out. I'm gonna be fast enough with a 70 speed to beat you to the spot so I can get the rebound. But every time I get a rebound, I get a boost to my mentality. So I don't necessarily have to finish, I don't have to do anything. I just have to rebound the basketball as I should as a big man, and I can go on a hot streak just by rebounding the ball. So remember, rebound catalyst, if you can fit it into one of your loadouts, you always want to sneak it in there, and then that can help you be more effective. Now, as far as my animations, I use, just check my previous videos for my dribbles and my jump shot, they the same. And then my dunks on here, I just use street dunks. Same thing, you get some nasty big man street dunks though, which is pretty dope. Last thing I'll do real quick is just go into the one court, and then I'll kind of show you like with the build that I have, I'll give you some kind of idea about the speed of this build. What makes this build really good for 3v3 is that like I'm big enough and strong enough to like really dominate smaller players, but I'm faster than bigger players. Because man, like because of the speed that I have. Now remember I talked about the dribbling being pretty high, so it's gonna allow me to be able to cheese those moves like I was doing before. And you can see the only difference is now I can finish and dunk on you. So that's pretty dope. Keep in mind when you're playing against a bigger player and you're cheesing this, and I might not have said this yesterday, but when you using this move right here, a lot of times, especially when you have a player like mine that has an 89 strength or like a strength in the 80s or something pretty high, when you're able to utilize that move, if they don't go with you and they are like kind of on the side of you, most of the time you'll trigger like a blow by animation with because they're not directly in front of you, and you'll be able to blow by them, drop that shoulder, blow by them, and get to the goal. So keep that in mind as well. This player can also step back, so I'm able to like dribble on a player, and you can see me step back right there, pull up and shoot. I'm also able to just go around players and just be faster than them, or I can body them. Like right here, just remember I can catch it like in the intermediate space right there, turn, fade, shoot. I can catch it on the high post up here if I want to. Do the same exact thing, turn, fade, shoot from high post. I can also play like hella low. Well, see, I can trigger that hook shot, or I can catch it right underneath the goal right here. And then, see, now I'm triggering a drop step. And that drop step with your 95 post moves, bro, you're going to set that off. You see me creating that space with that elbow, and then I'm going to be able to really still go off. Now, as you get your 76 three-pointer, and then you get your accuracy boost, and you do your open three, you'll still be able to post fade away all the way from back at the 3-point line. So you'll be able to use the cheese, but you won't be able to cheese it up top with this player. You really want to cheese the 3-point fadeaway cheese on the baseline, because that's going to be short. And you see it glitch right there, but you see that post moves still allowing me to be able to hit that shit. So it's pretty crazy, bro. It's cheese. Like overall, this player is extremely good. You're just able to shoot. You see right there, that step back, getting me pulling in like that 3-point range right there, and then you still coming back shooting the fade, bro. It's a really nice player, and then you can still utilize everything from your spin moves. You see, you get that speed boost right there. A lot of times, because you got that strength, you're gonna trigger like a blow by if they do make contact with you when you do it. That's another thing to do. And then also remember, you see it just moves fast, bro. You don't have to be a dribble guy in order to be able to get around the court. You can use stuff like that to be able to speed boost. So you see me just come right there, come back. You see I get that little speed boost. I can kind of go into this if I want high and get that speed boost out of it. Like, you just have to know how to move around with your player and be dominant. This player can score at every level of the court with Joel Embiid's path. So I just wanted to cover this build. I think it's really underutilized. I rarely ever see it in 3v3 gameplay, and it needs to come out. So like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well so you can know when we post. And as always, respect the OGs. Peace.